Hello and welcome. This is Alicia coming to you live from the Chardon Sign Shack. As you're hopping on, please say hello. Let me know you're here, where you're coming from. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Let me just get you up here on my secondary device so I can see comments better. Okay, there we go. Let's see if I get rid of that. Oh. Okay, let's see. Okay, I think my comments will come up here. Okay, so as you're hopping on, please say hello. Let me know your name, where you're from. My name's Alicia, and I am from Chardon, Ohio. I'm the owner of the Chardon Sign Shack. I'm coming to you live from Chardon, Ohio. It's almost springtime here. Hello, Cindy. How are you? And we are in the middle of a snowstorm. We've only gotten 3 inches this morning. I don't know what we've gotten since, but it's really the first legit snow we've had since Christmas. Hi, Cindy. Thank you. So Cindy's going to be sprinkling me. Hello, Janice. How are you? From Arkansas. I bet you have much better weather than me. Hi, Becca. How are you? Anyhow, as you're hopping on, let me know who you are. And please, if you wouldn't mind, as Cindy said, sprinkling me, which just simply means this. It helps me get out there in Facebook land, wherever that would be. I don't know where I'll pop up. Hi, April. How are you? Let's say hello to April. She's the owner of the Stencil Smith, and that is the company I'm the ambassador for. Hi, Carol. How are you? Hi, Rhonda. It's just frigid? Yes, it's frigid here, Rhonda, with snow, which is like insult to injury. I'm not a big fan of the snow. And now that it's almost spring, it's kind of like you just want it to be over and done with, although we've been very lucky this year. So today we are going to be stenciling some bee-themed things. Hi, Jarita. How are you? Heart to you, too. Whoop, I don't know if I did that right. It's freezing here, too. So it's freezing in the Columbus area, which is central Ohio. I'm in northeast Ohio, almost in PA, close to like Buffalo, Erie, that area. But we're going to be doing, hi Linda from Aloha, Oregon. How are you? This bee-themed thing today. I'm going to be making a serving tray. This is a really cool stencil. I think it's very kind of almost like vintagey looking. Let's see. Hold it the right way for you. Here we go. So this is number 1 stencil I'm going to be doing. Isn't that pretty? Bee themes are very, very popular. Hi, Sherry. How are you? So this one I'm doing today, the one I have is an 18-inch, and it is number 7505. And I know I'm in front of the sign here, but at any time when you see this, you could always screenshot this. This tells the stencils that are on sale today what size I'm using. Of course, you can order any size you want. You don't have to order the size that I'm using. I got an 18-inch round from Home Depot, which is more like 17 and 17 and a half. It's not quite 18 inches. It's a beautiful, beautiful stencil. Yeah, it's really pretty. And this stencil today and this other one, I'm going to be making a towel to go with our tray. Don't worry, be happy. These are both going to be 20% off today. And then again, if you use my code SIGNSHACK, SIGNSHACK, you save an additional 15%. So it's a great deal. And you could also make this as a hanger. You could do anything you want. It would be a really pretty pillow. You could do a lot of stuff with this, just depending what size you wanted to get. I'm going to be making a tray today, though. So I am going to, I think, angle you down and just get started. This is going to be a pretty simple one. Hi, Sherry. You're buzzing in. How are you? And hi, Liz. How are you? And bee stuff is very, very popular. Very popular. So I'm going to angle you down and we're going to start on this. I've prepped my board to save time. Okay. And again, this is an 18-inch round from Home Depot. I've sanded it. I painted the back side black. And then I went around the edges. This is a really pretty, I think, kind of primitive color, Prairie Sunset. I think that's a really, really pretty yellow. Hello, Judy. How are you? I hope you're feeling well today. Oh, thank you, Liz. Thank you very much. That's real sweet. So I think this is a real, you could do a bright yellow. I have a yellow that's called Little Star that I think would be equally as pretty, but I wanted to go like a little deeper, darker yellow today to go with this. So I've already sanded this. I've painted this with 2 coats in the Prairie Sunset, which is Fusion Mineral, which is what I use. You can use anything that you want, water-based acrylic paint. I'm a big believer, hello Judy, on using what you have on hand. It's just what I like to use. It has a built-in top coat, and it does cost a little bit more, but really when you add up, you know, the little tubes that you use, it's just a wee little bit more. It's not too awful much. You just buy it in a bigger size. Yeah, I think it's a beautiful color for the bees. So, and I've already pre-drilled holes here too. So when I picked this up, I thought it was an 18-inch. Like if you buy the rounds from Craft Deals, those are true 18 inches. This is not a true 18-inch. I think, like I said, this is about 17 and a half. Yes, it does. I did an undercoat of black, and it just, you sand it back a little bit and it comes out. But I wanted to do that ahead of time because nobody really wants to watch paint dry. That's no fun at all. So I'm going to just put this, I want to make sure, okay, because I'm doing this upside down to you, so this is the right way. Okay, and I want to make sure where my holes are because that's going to determine, and I keep saying that like the Craft Deal ones, those are a true 18-inch. These Home Depot and Lowe's ones are not quite 18-inch. So the handles, let me find my handles here. I had a hard time with my handles for this tray, which I didn't realize till about an hour ago when I was drilling the holes, because it's going to be, I don't want to cover my words up. Let me just look at this before I tape something. See, I'm going to have to come up, so it's going to be a little higher. But this is for a friend, so I am not too worried about this. I mean, I can't go up to the middle because this is going to come off. I'm going to have to come down just a titch. It is going to look off a little bit and higher up here. So don't make that same mistake I did. It's just the size of the round. It was really hard. I should have, in lowering the handles, you went way far down too much, so it looked silly. I tried to center the handles. So let me just kind of center this stencil. The words, I want to make sure it's straight too. I'm going to turn it towards me for just a minute because it's really hard. It's really, really hard to do that sometimes when you're upside down. But I think what I'll do is add another little sprig of something down here, or maybe some bees. I do not know where I put my tape, so I got tape all over my walls here. Does everybody else save tape? I have it everywhere. And I'm going to tape it down right there because, like I said, I want to make sure my handles are not going to cover up my words where I have it. And I think that'll work perfect. It's just going to be a little more up this way. So I'm going to turn it your way so I can stencil it towards you. Hope I'm not making you dizzy switching it around there. What did you say to save? Oh, Jarita, look at you. You're right. That's what I'll do. Jarita says, just save my bottom words for last and move it down just a bit. So that's what I'll try to do. I'll move the bottom, this part right here down just a little bit because, and you wouldn't have to do that. It's just simply because of the size of my round. Like I said, I did not realize when I got the round that it wasn't quite 18 inches. I don't know if anybody else has had that problem with the rounds. You think they're 18 inches at Home Depot or Lowe's, and they're like 17. They're 17 and something. Hi, Pamela. How are you? Oh, that's great, Amy. Is that you, Amy, that got your first order? I'm so happy. I love, love, love the Stencil Smith. Everything is made in the USA and ships right out of here, out of Ohio. And I'm actually going to cover this. Just, you won't have to do this. It's just because of the size of my board, and I'm trying to center these words here. And where I drilled the holes center. It's a whole thing. It's a me thing, not a you thing. Yes, their wood cuts are never the full measurements. They are not. So I just get paint up in my bristles. If you're new to stenciling, which probably most of you aren't, but on the off chance there's somebody here that's new, I've got a little bit of coal fusion mineral in my plate. I've got it up in my bristles. And I've got a shop towel. I like to offload onto shop towels. And the biggest trick to stenciling is you want to offload. You want an almost dry brush. You don't want to have a lot of goop on it or a lot of paint. Whoops, don't do that. Because if you do, you'll get bleeds. That's how you get bleeds. And you can get them if your stencil shifts too. I've got mine taped, but this is bigger except for down here than the round, so there's not much place to tape it. It's a U thing too. This is an 18 inch. This is an 18 inch. Oh, you can't see my sign back here. It is an 18 inch. You know, I'm going to put a couple more pieces of tape right down here, because if you do that on the words, that'll keep it from shifting too. It's just that it's bigger than my piece of wood, so it's real easy to bump it and shift. This is an 18 inch stencil. And this board, unfortunately, is like 17 and a half or 17 and a quarter. It's not quite 18 inches like I thought I was getting. So I'm going to stencil this top half and move it down just because, and I wouldn't even have to do this if I wasn't making a tray. It's really just because I'm making a tray and where the center, where the handles are at. I don't know if that makes sense, but I tried moving the handles down and it looked, it didn't look very good. So I'm going to get, look how quickly this is stenciling up. You just swirl that in there. Really nice. I think this is just an absolutely beautiful stencil. This bee is so pretty. All of her stencils are so cute. I just saw one on the, oh, what was it today about the weight one? It really cracked me up about, I wish things were easier, were as easy as gaining weight or something like that. It was hilarious. April has the funniest little phrases and stencils. But yes, this would fit perfectly on a true, this would actually fit good on this, but it's just where I have the handle. So that's why I'm kind of doing this. And I'll move that down, the words down a little bit. I'm just drying underneath it. Yeah, I've got this way too high. Well, so see, this just shows you that everybody can really mess something up. It doesn't matter how long you've been doing it. You can truly, truly mess something up. And if it can be done, I can do it. Sometimes when things go smooth, I'm just like, how did that happen? If that makes sense. No, the Stencil Smith stencils. Hi, Susie from Denmark. Yeah, that's a funny stencil. No one is perfect. I'm far from perfect. But the Stencil Smith, they have just thousands and thousands of stencils, and they are beautiful. It's just about anything you could imagine. I know I saw this shirt that popped up in my feed for Facebook, and it was for St. Patrick's Day. There were a lot of different shirts, and it said, in dog beers, I've had only one. And I emailed April. I'm like, oh my gosh, this would be the cutest stencil. And she sent me a link, and like they already had it. And I don't know how many times that happens. So I've learned to check the site before I even email her, because I mean, there's just thousands. There's probably 10,000. I don't even know. It's unbelievable. And not only are you going to want, if you're anything like me, I want every stencil. And not only do I want every stencil, but I also want every size, because there's so many different things you can do with different sizes. And that's another really, really nice thing about the Stencil Smith. It comes in so many different sizes. Usually, generally, I would say 3 to 4 sizes. And if there's a size that you're needing that she doesn't have, you can ask her, and she can cut it to that size, if that's accurate. I haven't had that done. You told your hubby. That's funny, Amy. Do you have to wash? You know, I didn't wash my canvas bag. I do wash my towels and shirts before I stencil, because they could shrink, you know, after you stencil them. And I didn't wash. I did a library tote probably about a month ago or something like that. I did not wash it. It's fine. I didn't even iron it before I did it, which I should have done. But it's fine. I don't think that's going to shrink too much. You can, but you don't have to. I did not. And I've heard other people say that they did not either. Wash their, to finish that sentence, your husband told you no more stencils? That's funny. Yeah, if they only knew, right? Well, this is way off. Okay, so I'm going to move this down just a little bit, just because of the way my board is. And I want this to look a little... you won't have to do this, trust me. This is just the kind of board that I got. And then when I went to drill holes in it this afternoon to put them in the center where I wanted the handles, it was an issue. So you will not have to do this. So I think it was Jarita had a wonderful idea. She said just move the bottom of the stencil down. I don't know how it's going to look, but we're just going to go for it and see what happens. I don't think it's going to look bad at all, honestly. So that's another thing you might want to check. Sometimes those rounds, like I said, Craft Deals, their rounds are a true 18-inch. Home Depot and Lowe's, I know they're not a true 18-inch, and sometimes it doesn't even matter. Wouldn't matter if I wasn't making a tray with this at all. It would fit here perfectly. But it's just where the handles are, I'm having to make these adjustments. But it can be done. So these trays, I was thinking what I'm going to do with mine is I'm going to make this a tea tray. I don't know how many of you out there like tea. Oh, okay. So Rhonda says she doesn't wash her totes, but she finds that spraying them with Scotch Guard helps protect it from fading. That's a great tip, Rhonda. Thank you. That's what's so nice about the stenciling community, too. Everybody has something to share. Like, there's a lot of stuff I don't know. There may be stuff you don't know. We're always learning from each other, I think. We can always learn something. I see so many beautiful ideas on the Paint and Share site, which if you have not joined that yet, make sure you join that and share your work on it. It's so fun to see everybody's. I think it was Sherry. I did a Easter round with the bunny a couple weeks ago, and it was Sherry, I think, that did the Easter Bunny. I don't know if you guys saw that on there with all the little eggs and all the little buttons and little daisies and everything. So I'm going to lift this up, and honestly, it doesn't look too bad. I'm a little too far up here. But like I said, it's because this is an 18-inch. I thought I had an 18-inch and I did not. So I went up to Home Depot and grabbed one. And this is a 17, and I think it's 17 1/4. Let me just see. And I'm pretty sure this stencil comes in a 16-inch if the only one. So this is 17 1/2. Okay, so my stencil's the 18-inch stencil. So I just adjusted and I moved it down a little. And you could even, you know, like dry brush some more, like down here. Just a little bit more than up here. But see, this is way too high up here. But that's okay. That's how it goes sometime. You think the offset adds to the vintage look? Well, thank you. Yeah, that bunny was amazing, Sherry. It was really amazing. So I want to show you, this is going to probably be a pretty quick live today, especially compared to my gnome last week. I'm going to do this, and I am going to do a towel. But I wanted to show you, I always like to touch upon it just a little bit because I've been closing my bridges, and I would not have started closing them without April saying you really should try it. And since I've been closing them, I don't know if anybody closes their bridges. Thank you, Becca. It's always, it's never fun when you mess something up on camera. It's a little high on the top, but like I said, after I went to drill the tight, and actually with different handles, I may not have to do that, but to do your bridging, you're just closing in those little gaps right there. See how quickly that goes? And you just want to close them in. Just like that. Sometimes you have to do 2 coats. Black is a little more forgiving. It's not nearly as hard to cover. Sometimes white can be a little more difficult, but it doesn't take that long. I mean, look how quickly this is going. Because not all of them, as April says it on her website, she has thoughtfully placed bridges, and she is correct. Sometimes when you look at other stencils, they have an awful lot of bridges. April's do not. She's put a lot of thought into her designs as to where they are and stuff, which I think makes a big difference. And she's the designer. I know Pete does some designs too, but I think April designs most of them. And she just has the most beautiful ideas. They're stencils unlike anything you're going to find anywhere else, I guarantee it. And such a big selection. You close bridges. You think it's too time consuming, Karen? Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's that bad. It just depends. I think it's up to you. That's a you thing. I didn't do it for a while. Number one, because I was nervous to do it. Because I had tried it when I first started stenciling, and I didn't like it. I wasn't very good at it. But then I started doing it more and more, and I really don't mind doing it at all now. Now, if I was mass producing for like a show or something, you know, it might be like, ooh, that's a lot of work. But I just think it gives your work a really finished look. But you can do either. This is a total you thing, but I just want to show you it's just doesn't take that long. And then if you need a second coat, I don't know how I did that. I think I did. I'm going to do it like that. Right, like that. And it's definitely a you thing. Oh, Sherry, you crack me up. What is it? April's your Your stencil mama. I think Sherry was actively looking for a stencil daddy like us all. Yeah, if you find good brushes, these are a real nice set from they're called Arteza. I know there's other sets out there. I just happened to get this one on Amazon, and I really like their brushes a lot. And I want to share with you too, I don't know if it was last week or a couple weeks ago, I think it was Rhonda and Allie told me about this brush cleaner. And I had never used, well, I had used some Fusion Mineral like brush cleaner, but it was really expensive, so I never got it again. And it was just a real little tube. And honestly, it didn't seem to make a huge difference. But I got this brush cleaner that, and I believe it was Rhonda and Allie that told me about it, but this is the coolest thing. It's called the Masters Brush Cleaner. I don't know if any of you girls have this out there. This is amazing. I got this off of Amazon. It's a big tub of it. And you just wet your brush and you swipe it in there and rinse it. And, okay, I'm the stencil pimp. You say that with love. Thank you. Hi, Heather. And then instead of, I used to rub my brushes like this when I was cleaning them in my hand, swirl them. This is amazing. After I get that, wet my brush and I get that cleaner on it, I swirl it on this thing. And I tell you what, it gets out paint that you just don't believe you have that paint on there. You just would not believe it. And a little bit of a... So I've closed my bridges. And because this is going to be a food tray, I'm not going to put it on right now, but this is what I use. It's Fusion Mineral beeswax, and it's food safe. It gives a really, the reason I'm not going to put it on now is because I might want to go back and do my bridges one more time, but I don't want to hold you guys up doing that. But see, that didn't take that long at all to do those bridges. But you would put this on there and you just rub it on, or some people brush it on. And then, isn't it a beautiful stencil, Heather? And then you would go back and you just buff it off, and it gives it a really pretty sheen. And it also is food safe. Yes, this stuff is really good. So it doesn't have to be this stuff. I'm sure you can go on Amazon. Hi, Mitzi, how are you? And find any kind of food safe, a food safe wax. But I want to put the handles on. And if I can find my other handle, I must have had one. Oh, I did get one out. So my handles are gonna, well, you know what? I'm not gonna put them on right now because I'm gonna wax it later, but I want to show you where they're gonna go and how cute this would look. I've got the holes pre-drilled. So how cute is that? And then I thought okay, so you could do many things with this. You could put this in the middle of a table. You could use it to put decoration out if you wanted. My thoughts were to use this. I'm going to gift this to somebody as like a tea tray. And I've got this, like where I work at Sage's, we have wildflower honey. And I stenciled a little bee and a little hive on the back. But you could set that out. You could set... if you have real pretty cups or vintage cups, you could set them out. Little honey dipper with your honey. How cute is that? Some honey sticks if you wanted. Couple little cups. And this is another thing. Not that I'm hyping where I work at Sage's, but we sell these honey, or not honey, we sell tea in these little boxes, which they're really cute. And I have everybody, you know what we did? We got a level, Rhonda. Rhonda wanted to know how we got these level. On a round, it's really hard. Okay, so I got the level, and I don't know what my husband did with it. So the level, when you put it across here, there's a bubble in the middle, and there's 2 bubbles on the outside. Okay, so the two bubbles on the outside, not the one in the middle, when they're level, your handles are going to be level, if that makes sense, Rhonda. Does that make sense? But anyhow, I thought that would be really cute. I even, like, if you're giving this as a gift, you could stencil some little bees on top of the lid. Well, don't place it yet, Sherry, because we got one more stencil that's on sale today, too. Don't get ahead of yourself there. But I thought that would be a really cute little gift. And, you know, Mother's Day is coming up. This would make a really nice Mother's Day gift. I don't like tea, so this would not be the gift for me. I love honey, but I don't like tea, so this would not be the gift for me. But this would be a great gift for somebody. You're welcome, Rhonda. So I'm going to just set this aside, and I want to do a little matching towel to go with it. So you could not only do that, so if you're giving this for a gift, you could have that. So this towel that I'm going to do, now the towel, I forget who was asking me, I did pre-wash it. This is a flour sack towel. Yes, it could be a beautiful Lazy Susan. Thank you, Alyssa. You could put, there's these little, I think they're called finial caps. You can get them at Walmart. They're pretty cheap. I don't know if I have any over here, but I have done, I do. So like you could paint these up. These are at Walmart. They're made by Plaid. And you could glue these to the bottom. You know, if you don't have to put handles on it, but you could glue these to the bottom. Let me just show you. And then you could have a nice little tray to set out for your summer decor. So they would just glue somewhere and it would raise it. And I've done that to trays before. My bad influence, Judy? So I love this bee stencil. I think it's just absolutely beautiful. So these are really inexpensive, and they come like 8 in a pack at Walmart. So that's another idea that you could do as well. So like I said, I'm going to set this aside. And those are called finial caps, F-I-N-I-A-L caps, I think. So I've got this towel, and it's a flour sack towel. I have pre-washed it. And let's see, which one was I going to use? And I'll show you all my little bee stencils I have at the end. They got some really, really nice ones. But this is the one I'm going to stencil up today. Don't worry, be happy. We should all be happy, right? I think so. So I stenciled it, or not I stenciled it up. This is a flour sack towel. And so I've ironed it too. And this is going to be, you can see where I ironed it right here. I'm going to pull it down. I'm sorry, I just got to move little things around here. I could probably move my brush cleaner. I just wanted to show you guys that because that stuff is amazing. It's called Masters Brush Cleaner. Yeah, you can get flour sack towels anywhere. This is still a set. I just got a new set from Amazon, and I haven't washed those yet, but this is a set that I got, one of my friends sent me from Missouri, from Ben Franklin. And they're really, really nice towels. I forget the name of them. So I can see where the center of my towel is, where I've ironed it. I know it doesn't look like I ironed it, but I did. It's a little wrinkly. And I'm going to place my bee stencil on this towel, kind of centered visually. But what I want to do is, I do want to do like, I don't know if any of you saw the towel that I made with vintage sole, and I put a lot of different colors on it. So I want to make this bee body right here yellow. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a little bit of this Prairie Sunset color, because I want it to match, because I'm going to have this with my tray. And I'm going to just squirt a little bit on here. It's probably too much, more than I need. And I'm going to take some to the side here. And I'm going to mix just a little bit of this This is Delta Textile Medium, and it's supposed to make your fabric softer, like not so stiff if you're using a lot of paint. I don't use it when I'm just stenciling like the words because I haven't found that to be a case where they're stiff. But this is, let's see. Oh, how much do you add? Pre-wash. I think it's like 2-to-1 or something like that. Boy, these. Okay, I'm just going to add a little bit. So I'm going to add a little bit to that, and I'm going to mix it up. And it's a textile medium, and it's supposed to make it a little, the fabric not so stiff. I think it's like, this print is so small, I can't read it. But if you get it, I should have read it before. And I want to take just a little bit, I got this bigger brush here, and I'm going to take a little bit of water, and I want to get this, I want to get water in this paint. I want to make it watery, because I want to make it kind of like a watercolor. Make it a little runny. Just like that. Where it's a little runny. I want it even a little runnier. And what I'm going to do, what I did with my Vintage Soul one to kind of know, now I'm going to move this guy, but I kind of went around and like where I want the yellow at, and just kind of marked it. But then I'm going to go take this off, and you can go a little outside the lines because it's kind of abstract, it doesn't matter. But this way I can just take a little bit of that paint. And I did this with that Vintage Soul one. And it looked really pretty. I did this with yellows and oranges. And I'm just kind of filling in that circle. So we'll have that little pop of yellow where the bee's going to be at. And like I said, if it's a little bit outside the line, that's okay. It's unique, it's yours. But I find I really like doing towels. I didn't think I'd like them so much, but they're easy to do. They don't stretch like t-shirts. Oh, t-shirts are really hard. And they're just fun, and they're quick, and you don't have to sand them. You do have to iron them, though. I don't like ironing, I'm not going to lie. So I'm just getting that yellow in there with this brush. Yeah, I think it's 2 parts. It's either 2 parts paint and 1 part fabric medium. I can't remember exactly. Okay, so I got that there. And I'm just going to set my thing to the side and wipe that off and find my brush here. Or not my brush, my dryer. And I'm going to dry that up real quick. So I hope everybody is having a good day. Yeah, the vintage, this one is called, I guess, Don't Worry, Be Happy, but it's number, I wrote my numbers here somewhere. They're on my sign. This one is number 6695, and I'm using the small. That's this little one that I'm using right here. And after the live, if you go like above my description, I don't know, my fingers like way up there above my description, I always have a link to the stencils. So it's just got a little blob splotch of color there. You don't have to do that. You could just stencil this all and just have black and white, but I wanted to do just a little pop of color. And you can do this with any. I should have brought my vintage soul towel down to show you if you didn't see that reel. It was really cute. And I just did like the whole size and bigger than the stencil. Maybe dry it just a little bit more. Still just a little bit damp. And there's a little bit of places where it's kind of like variegated. It didn't quite cover it. I think that's fine. I think it looks great like that. You add, okay, Alyssa, so she adds about 25% of the medium. GAC, she uses GAC 900, 1:1. Okay, that's what you use, Becca? Okay, so I'm gonna just line this little guy up about where I had the yellow at. And I'm gonna tape him down. And I've got my towel out here and I've got it centered. And even if it wasn't centered, it's too late now because I got my little blob of yellow. I think I already have a black. This is gonna be a good day because I've only got one brush to clean. I love those kind of days. Okay, so I got black paint on my brush. And again, I'm gonna just offload. Just like that. And I'm gonna hold it kind of taut and just swirl. And that fabric will definitely absorb your paint. Especially this, it doesn't have any water in it. Now you couldn't do this on a t-shirt, you really couldn't do it on a sweatshirt. So I'm gonna go over the bee, right there. And I love how the little wings are hearts. I think that's just adorable. It just adds to it. Okay, and I'm going to, you like vacuuming? Yes, Sign Shack is my code. SIGNSHACK is my code. And that will always save you 15% when you order if you put that code in the coupon box and just hit apply. And it's a really good deal. For the 2 stencils, you'll be getting 35% off with this 20% of hers and then the 35% with my code. I love bees. Bees make me think of summer. I don't want to be stung by a bee. I forgot how bad that hurt until I got stung not too long ago. It'd been a long time since I'd been stung. And boy, you forget how bad that hurts until it happens to you again. And it does hurt. I think the last time I got stung, well, my daughter's 35 now, but we were going to a movie. Me and my sister, and I was watering my mums, and we had ground hornets, and they had a nest that was in the ground underneath the mums, and when I watered the mums, it came up. The bee gnome. Oh, the bee gnome. If you love the bee gnome, I have a really cute little border that I think would look super with the bee gnome. I just haven't done it with the bee gnome yet. But I think it would look so cute with that bee gnome. Which, if you don't know what I'm talking about, April has all these beautiful, beautiful gnomes. Okay, I'm going to take a quick peek here. Oh, I think that's really cute. Look how cute that is with that little bit of pop of color. I love that. So just like that. Isn't that adorable? And it's a real easy way, just put a little plop of color, you know, kind of watercolor it in. And you could definitely do it just black and white. And I'm going to fill my bridges in, but I won't do that. I already did that on the sign. So you've got your cute little towel here. See how cute that is? And it's okay. It's a little bit, like I said, it's a little bit outside the lines, but that's okay. It's fine. I think it looks great. So you got that. And look what a cute gift this would be. And like I said, I haven't put my handles on yet. Well, don't tell your hubby, Cindy. Cindy says, darn it, now I have to order a bunch more stencils. Got stuff sticking to me. So you've got your bee tray we did today. My handles aren't on because I want to fill my bridges in one more time and wax it. And like I said, this would, and you could do anything. You could just set this in the center of your table like this and maybe place a candle or two on it, something like that. But I just thought that would be really lovely with the honey sticks, honey dipper, and then add this cute little towel. How cute could that be? Isn't that adorable? So we have done those two stencils. So we did the Don't Worry, Be Happy. I'm going to turn you up here for a minute if you don't mind. So we did Don't Worry. Let's see which, okay, it's always the opposite. So we did the Don't Worry, Be Happy. And this is the small. And that's 6695 in the small. And then the wildflower one with the vintage looking bee we did, and that's number 7505. It's the 18-inch is what I did, but there's many different sizes, so get the size that worked for you. And then I wanted to show you a couple other little bee themed stuff. So somebody was talking about the bee gnome. Well, I did this today. I thought this, now this would be something cute to add to your bee collection or to put on a tiered tray. Can't hold it straight. So this is a couple different stencils. So see how I put the bees around the border there? How cute would that be on the bee gnome if you did it in black and you did the center, the yellow or mustard color, and then you did all the little bees all around the border. I think that would be just absolutely darling. And this is these little bees from this border. These aren't on sale today, but it is from this border sheet. And it's got so many different things on it, but the bees are right here. And I love all these little borders, the little butterflies, all that stuff. But I think that would be just adorable on the bee gnome. So that one I think is really cute. I mean, they're all cute. And then this is the one I used, Welcome to Our Hive, and I just adjusted. I did like, you know, that's another thing. When you get your stencil, don't always be like, I have to do it exactly how it comes. Oh no, your internet went out. That is bad. So, you know, I adjusted. I just made the Welcome to Our Hive fit within my little square there. And then I took the little, their bee nest, their hive, and put it there. And then I put the bee border from the other stencil on it. So you can mix and match stencils and you can make them fit what you have. You don't have to do it the way it comes, if that makes sense. But I love this one. I think this would be so cute on a tiered tray for the summer too. And then we've got, this is a really cute one. Be nice or buzz off, because we all need to be nice to people, and people just need to be kind. And then this one's really pretty too. Be it ever so humble, there's no place like home. So those are just adorable. I think those are really cute. So there you have it. That's my live today. I had to adjust my round just because of the tray I was making and the handles I purchased. And I didn't realize that it's a whole thing, but you can adjust and you can make it look good. But I think that's really, I'm just in love. I think that's just adorable with the little pop of yellow that just brings so much. And then, and you could stencil on anything. I was thinking too, but I didn't know if it'd be too much. Like, so say these little handles right here. You could stencil like a little bee. So you got the handle, and these handles are real cheap from Home Depot. And you could stencil a little bee on the handle. I think he would fit. That would be really cute on each handle. That would be super cute. But then I don't know. No, it's not fabric paint, Roberta. It is just Fusion Mineral Paint, which I added a fabric medium to, which is this one. I got it on Amazon. Delta Creative Cream Coat. It's called Textile Medium, and that's on Amazon. And again, you can get any of these. I guess I could move. It's always the opposite, guys. I got to remember that. So these are the ones that are on sale today for 20% off. And if you use my code SIGNSHACK, SIGNSHACK, you'll save an additional 20%. And that'll be today and tomorrow. So I hope you enjoyed this, and I appreciate everybody coming and spending some time with me this afternoon. And I will see you next week. Yes, if you do an undercoat of black and then you sand it back, it will come back through. It's really neat. Or you could dry brush black too. Oh, thank you, Cindy. Thank you, Christine. Thank you, Rhonda. I appreciate everybody who joins. Linda. Thank you, April. And Sherry. I don't know what to call you, Sherry. Let's see. Stencil Mama. We'll have to think of a name. I don't know. So anyhow, you guys have a great afternoon or evening, wherever you are. Depends what time zone you're on. But we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.